In 2004, Intelligent Systems created not only one of my favorite games of all time, but one of the best RPGs ever created, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. In light of the remake being officially announced, I decided to go back and 100% Thousand Year Door, as I've actually never done it before. So what exactly defines 100% for Thousand Year Door? Well, a lot actually. First, and pretty obvious, is completing the story. We must get all the partners available in the game and fully upgrade them. Collect 42 shine sprites, which are used for said partner upgrades. Collect 100 star pieces, which are used to purchase badges. Collect 85 unique badges. Complete and create all 57 recipes from Zest Tea. Get all 124 titles available, and finally, complete the Pit of 100 Trials. So quite the challenge if you ask me. As with all my 100%, I completed this challenge on original hardware and my Twitch, so feel free to drop by and check it out. With the challenge all laid out, let's dive into Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. We start our adventure at Mario's house, where a letter is dropped off and Luigi brings it in. Peach has invited us to Rogueport, a distant land, and we agree to go. We then cut to the title screen. We arrive at Rogueport via Russell Crowe boat, and we notice a small Goomba being confronted by a large man with an X on his chest. We piece him up and enter the main square of Rogueport. We get our first partner, Goombella, as well. Make our way through Rogueport, we can grab 4 star pieces, which we use to purchase badges that make Mario and his partners stronger. We head to East Rogueport and meet the professor, who has awesome glasses by the way, and he explains that a treasure lies behind the Thousand Year Door. He mentions we need to acquire crystal stars in order to open the door, and joins our party for the time being. We head into the sewers where we grab another star piece. Deeper in, we arrive at the Thousand Year Door, and when we stand on the pedestal in the middle, the floor lights up and our map is marked with the location of the first crystal star, Petal Meadows. Before we can make our way to Petal Meadows, we snag a mysterious black key and find said chest the key opens. Using the key, an evil entity emerges and curses us with the ability to turn to a paper airplane. This will be useful to clear large gaps. Still trying to find our way to Petal Meadows, we see a squid tentacle hanging out of the water, and like any good protagonist, we stomp on it. This awakens the behemoth and we take it out, which reveals the warp pipe to Petal Meadows. Arriving in Petal Meadows, we are greeted with a lush green setting with trees and pipes throughout. We grab ourselves 2 more star pieces as we make our way through the meadows. A little further and we see a massive shadow fly over. We see a dragon named Hooktail. We finally arrive in Petalburg, which houses a ton of Koopas. We meet the mayor, who mentions that Hooktail is the crystal star that we're looking for. We head on out to figure out a way to Hooktail, where we meet Koops, who is interested that we are going to Hooktail's castle. We can't reach the castle just yet, but we grab another star piece. We get into a skirmish with 2 clefts that we can't damage, so we simply use a POW block to deal with them. Some bristles want to scrap, and just like the clefts, we POW block them. In doing so, we actually get stopped to play it in a game show. The show has pretty simple questions, and once we win, we get access to the Sun and Moonstones, which we'll need to access Hooktail's castle. We head back to Petalburg, where Koops gets the courage to go to Hooktail's castle in search of his dad, and we gain another partner. We place the Sun and Moonstone that reveals a pipe leading to Hooktail's castle. We arrive at the castle and come across a set of Koopa bones that Koops thinks is his dad, but lucky for him it's not. We're ambushed by a red doll bones and we swiftly defeat it. We also grab a shine spray. Continuing through the castle, we come across another black key, and using this we acquire the ability to go sideways, which allows us to slip through the cracks and bars. Using our new ability, we get the cricket badge, which is essential later on. We grab 2 more star pieces before we stumble across a mysterious thieving mouse. She introduces herself as Miss Mouse and takes off, and we can grab another shine sprite. We grab ourselves 2 more star pieces as well as another shine sprite before we confront Hooktail. We make our way to the top of the castle, where we must ascend a massive tower, and at its peak awaits Hooktail. Hooktail this early on can be quite challenging, but luckily we have the cricket badge that makes Hooktail ill as he can't handle the sound. After a hard fought battle, Hooktail is defeated and we can get our first crystal star, along with finding Koops' father, alive and well. Before we can wrap up chapter 1, we must complete the Peach and Bowser events, which are quick little side levels that show where they are in the story. After that, we're back in Petalburg, where all the Koopas are reunited. Koops stays with us and we head back to Rogueport. We head down to 1,000-Year Door and can put in the first crystal star. This updates our map and tells us where our next destination is, the Boggly Woods. With our collected shine sprites, we can upgrade Goombella and Koops, which gives them extra HP and attack power. With our new paper ability, we can acquire a star piece before we head into the sewers and see a mysterious gray creature that needs our help. We follow the creature into a pipe and we officially start chapter 2 and arrive in Boggly Woods. We meet a group called the Shadow Sirens and they have a necklace in their possession. This will be important later on. We continue through Boggly where we can grab 3 star pieces as well as a shine sprite. We arrive at the Great Tree and our little friend mentions that the door is locked and he needs to enter a secret passage to unlock it, but needs Flurry to do so that's our next objective. We spot a house in the background and you guessed it, she's lost something. What could that be? The Shadow Sirens figure out who we are and we approach them to get back the necklace that belongs to Flurry. We beat the brakes off them and get the necklace, which we give to Flurry, and she agrees to join our team. Back at the Great Tree, we use Flurry's blowing ability to reveal the secret entrance and gain access to the tree. Turns out X-Nauts have taken over the tree, and we take care of some henchmen that reveals all the creatures in hiding, which are called Punies. Turns out the rest of the Punies have been locked away deeper in the tree, and we find where they are being kept as they are cosplaying Minecraft YouTubers. We find the red key, which we use to free the Elder Puny, and the Elder convinces 10 more Punies to join our party. In order to command the Puny army we have assembled, we get the Puny Orb, which makes the Punies gather in a set spot. We grab 2 more shine sprites as well as a star piece before witnessing and participating in a San Andreas turf war. The Punies whoop the Jabbies and we can grab the blue key. We use the key to free the rest of the Punies and a whopping 101 are with us now. Without thought, we help the 101 Punies do another turf war against the Jabbies, which they dominate. We tragically immediately end up getting captured by the X-Nauts, so now it's our job to free the Punies. Again. We grab 2 star pieces along the way before acquiring the Super Boots, which gives us the ability to ground pound. We grab a shine sprite and 2 more star pieces. We use good old Koops to drain a massive pond which gives us access to our Punies' freedom, as well as a shine sprite. We go deeper into the tree and let all 101 Punies use a pressure plate that gives us the crystal star, but it's swiped by the X-Naut Chungus, who then proceeds to start a countdown that will blow up the Great Tree. We give chase throughout the tree and grab a star piece before we eventually catch up and it's boss fight time against Megatron. We cook the Transformer and can claim the Crystal Star, which wraps up Chapter 2. I want to say this now, I don't plan on including all the Bowser and Peach events, but it's super important to note that this Peach event, she dances with a computer. That is all. Back in Rogueport, we have a ton to collect. We grab ourselves a whopping 9 star pieces throughout Rogueport and the sewers, as well as a shine sprite. We can also upgrade Flurry. We head back down to the 1,000-Year Door and place the second crystal star. This shows us our next destination arguably begins the best chapter in the game, Glitzville. We first must head to West Rogueport, and as we do, we accidentally step on Zestie's contact lenses, and we of course had to replace them, so we buy her a new pair to get past. In West Rogueport, we can grab ourselves 7 star pieces. Our goal is to meet Don Pianta to get a blimp ticket. In order to get to him, we must purchase a dry shroom and a dizzy dial, as well as state our favorite color is yellow. We meet with Don and he says to get a blimp ticket we gotta talk to his daughter Francesca down at the port. And so we do, and turns out Frankie, one of Don's goons, is with his daughter. So we deliver the news to Don and get the blimp ticket. Before heading to the blimp, we grab ourselves another star piece. We hop in the blimp and arrive at the floating place called Glitzville. Essentially the UFC, but fighters here are paid fairly. As we land, we can grab 6 star pieces, as well as a shine sprite. We head inside the arena where we see the Rockhawk, the champion of Glitzville, who happens to have the crystal star as his belt. We meet with Grubba and tell him we'd like to sign up to fight in order to climb the ranks. He agrees and his assistant Jolene shows us to the minor league locker room. We sign up for our first fight and each fight requires us to do something specific such as use hammer only and so forth. Our first fight requires us to use appeal, and this is a neat little aspect of Glitzville I enjoy, as it adds a challenge to what are mostly easy fights. After some fights, we face off against 2 hyper clefs that we can't damage, so we lose on purpose. After losing, we head outside where the Glizzy stand owner is chasing after an egg. We agreed to help capture the egg and it joins our party instead of becoming food, and you guessed it, this is a Yoshi egg. Now, a cool feature in Thousand Year Door is that you can control what color Yoshi hatches, and I have this graphic here to show you how to get whichever color you desire. Unfortunately, I'm a Goomba and messed up my timing, so we have plain green Yoshi. Yoshi has a special move Gulp, which will allow us to defeat the 2 Hyper Clefs, and we move up to the Major Leagues. Rockhawk then confronts us in the Major League locker room and pretty much threatens us, but we ain't worried. We start receiving strange emails about the Crystal Star and to visit the wiring hole at Glitzville. At said wiring hole, we were given the Super Hammer, which gives us the hammer spin ability, allowing us to break large yellow blocks. In the minor league locker room, we find a dubious paper detailing the Crystal Star. After, we receive an email threatening us and a piece of cake shows up in the Major League locker room. We ignore this cake and Bowser has made his way to the arena. He gets bopped and back in the locker room, a Koopa has eaten the cake. We receive an email telling us to check out the phone booth, and we find the storage key in said booth. We head inside the storage room where we meet Miss Meadows yet again, and we grab a star piece. We go upstairs where we grab ourselves another Shine Sprite, and we do a little spying on Grubba and Jolene where they discuss some fighters that have gone missing. We get another email threatening us once again, and even more cake in the Major League locker room. Our Koopa Bite eats a cake yet again, but this time, he's poisoned. We reach rank 1 in the arena, then receive an email that we should remove the posters in the lobby. Behind the poster gives us another storage key, which opens up a room that reveals the bodies of the missing fighters, flies and all. We also grab another star piece. Ignoring the bodies, we have our title fight against Rockhawk, but a worker leads us into a strange room and locks the door so we can miss our fight. We escape our prison through the toilet, and can finally make it to the title fight versus Rock. We kinda wipe the floor of him and become champion, which gives us access to the champ's room, a nice lavish area. Using a vent in the champ room, we sneak into Grubba's office where we get 2 more star pieces and find information that a machine under the arena is being powered by the Crystal Star. We are then caught by Grubba, who is very upset with us. We meet Grubba at the arena and uses the machine to turn to Macho Grubba, and this begins the final boss of Chapter 3. We put Grubba down for good and retrieve the Crystal Star to wrap up Glitzville. Back in Rogueport, we grab ourselves 4 star pieces, as well as 3 Shine Sprites. We can also upgrade our new partner, Yoshi. We head on back to the Thousand Year Door and place our 3rd Crystal Star. Like before, this updates our map and reveals the location of the next Crystal Star, Twilight Town. Before we dive into Chapter 4, however, we take the time to complete the first 50 levels of the Pit of 100 Trials to acquire the Strange Sack, which allows us to carry more items. We find the pipe to Twilight Town, but we're swiftly rejected. In the east side of Rogueport, we find a shadowy character who writes our name on our back, which will give us the ability to use the pipe to get to Twilight Town. We use the pipe and we arrive in Twilight Town, a dark, mysterious place with a lot of pigs, which are actually townsfolk that are being transformed by a bell sound. Knowing this, we meet with the mayor. Heading outside, we grab ourselves 3 more star pieces and we hear the bell ring, and you guessed it, the mayor is a pig. The bell is at the creepy steeple, so we need to head there, and luckily the gate guard was turned to a pig, so we slip right by. We grab another black key which will be used shortly, as well as the shop key. We head back to town and use the key to access the back room of the shop, revealing a black chest, and we get the ability of Tube Mode. Using our new ability, we continue towards the steeple and grab 2 more star pieces, as well as a Shine Sprite. We safely arrive at the creepy steeple and we can grab 2 star pieces, 2 Shine Sprites, and a cookbook, which will be important later on. Within the steeple, we do our best Luigi's Mansion impersonation and release a whopping 200 boos. The steeple now is no longer safe as we have released all the boos throughout, so we strategically avoid the center of the steeple. We grab a star piece and the steeple key amongst the herd of boos. Instead of running, we challenge the boos, who fuse into an atomic boo, but that doesn't change much as we mop the floor with it. Using the steeple key, we can ascend said steeple. At the top, we meet a nameless ghost fellow who challenges us to a fight, and of course we're oozing with confidence. During the fight, the boss makes a Shadow Mario clone who isn't much of an issue, and we complete Chapter 4. Or did we? Back in Twilight Town, the Siren Sisters had made their way hot on our tracks. Turns out, the ghost boss stole our body, and now we're the clone. So we try to head back to Twilight Town, but we're attacked by Mario. We need to name the boss, but we can't, so for now, we have to run. We see Vivian in town, and we assist her in finding her lost Nuke. In doing so, she's so happy that she joins our team, still not knowing we're actually Mario. We use her ability to spy on some crows that give us an important hint on how to find out the boss's name. We make our way back to the steeple and grab a shine sprite and a star piece. We get the lowercase letter P and decide to spy on the parrot who gives us the boss's name, Dupless. We head back to Twilight and are stopped again. We name drop Dupless and Mario runs back to the creepy steeple. Back at the steeple, we challenge Dupless to get our body back and beat the brakes off him. We get our body back and we collect the 4th crystal star, finally wrapping up chapter 4. Back at Rogueport, we grab ourselves a shine sprite and the spike badge, which allows us to jump on spiky enemies. Duh. We also upgrade Vivian. Back at the 1,000-Year Door, we drop off the 4th crystal star, and like before, our map is updated, giving us the location of the 5th crystal star, Key Hall. In order to get to Key Hall, we head to the end to meet Flavio, who tells us of Cortez's treasure that's on the island. He mentioned he has a boat that could get us to Key Hall. Unfortunately, Flavio doesn't have a navigator, so we can't set sail. But a crewmate mentions a retired sailor, Boggly, is in Rogueport. Before we find this sailor, we grab ourselves a shine sprite and a star piece. We kind of break into Boggly's house and he wants nothing to do with us, so he kicks us out. We decide to ask the bartender if that is really Boggly, and he assures us that it is. We go back to Boggly and once again he denies he is him. We mention we need a navigator for our ship, but he still refuses. Running low on options, we head back to the bartender, who gives us a letter from Boggly's late wife. We give the letter to Boggly and he is then inspired to join us as the navigator of our ship. With the full crew assembled, we finally begin our voyage to Key Hall. We sail and sail and sail and sail. All of a sudden, a ghost spooks the lookout and the ship is ambushed by a ton of these ghosts. Our ship is sunk and we wash up on Key Hall Key, where the crew has set up camp. We grab ourselves 5 star pieces and a shine sprite. We head into the island jungle where we see Boggly getting attacked by the ghosts, so we kind of just leave him there. We grab ourselves another shine sprite. We find Boggly hiding in a tree and he says he's dying, so his final request is that we get him a Chocola Cola. We grab another star piece and we trade a coconut to Flavio for Chocola Cola. We give the cola to Boggly, who then proceeds to pass on to the afterlife, or rather take a nap. When we wake him, he joins our team officially. We head back to camp and get Flavio to join our squad for a short time. Using Flavio's song and Skull Gem, we're able to reveal a hatch to the Pirate Grotto. Using that hatch, we toss Boggly in to explode an entrance for us. As we enter, we grab a lot. We grab ourselves 5 shine sprites as well as 3 star pieces. Deeper in the grotto, we acquire a black key and, you guessed it, a new ability. This ability is boat mode, which allows us to turn into a boat and sail on water. We grab the floodgate handle and open the floodgates. Using our new ability, we traverse some water and waves and arrive in a room where a ton of toads are stranded. We rescue the stranded toads and happen to find Don Pianta's daughter Francesca and Frankie. With no way to save them right now, we head into Cortez's ship where the floating skull attacks us immediately. We defeat Cortez and he gives us the crystal star without a problem, thus ending chapter 5. Our next objective is to free all the refugees from the Pirate Grotto, and using Boggly, we do just that. Back where we initially washed up on shore, the island is attacked by an X-Naut ship who is raining cannonballs on us. We go to Cortez asking if we can use his ship for battle, and all it requires is the Skull Gem from Flavio. Everyone loads up on Cortez's ship as a naval battle takes place. The X-Nauts are swiftly defeated and we arrive back in Rogueport. While we're here, we grab ourselves 5 shine sprites and 1 star piece. We also upgrade Boggly. Something very important we must do now is accept a trouble looking for an elusive badge. The trouble has us meet up with Miss Meadows on top of a rooftop, and she says it's somewhere in Hooktail's castle. With that info, we head to Petal Meadows and grab 2 star pieces. We arrive at Hooktail's castle to grab another star piece, as well as use Boggly to reveal a secret area containing the up arrow. In Hooktail's lair, we use Flurry to reveal a hidden chest containing the elusive badge, and in exchange, Miss Meows joins our team. We visit the upgrade shop and deliver the up arrow to him, and he explains that we can now max out our partners. With this new power unlocked, we max out Boggly, Goombella, Yoshi, and Koops. Now, onto one of my favorite chapters. We head back down to the 1,000-Year Door and we learn the location of the next crystal star, Boggly Heights. We see Don Pianta lying ill in his bed and he says that his daughter has gone missing. With our vast knowledge, we head to Key Hall and find Francesca, who has lost her wedding ring. She refuses to leave till it's found, so we do just that, and she agrees to come home to her father. The only way to get to Boggly Heights is via the express train, and Don gives us a ticket for finding his lost daughter. We board the train, and this officially begins Chapter 6. Inside our room, we receive a warning to get off the train, but we just ignore that. We grab ourselves a shine sprite and 2 star pieces. We meet with the conductor, who acknowledges the threat. We head to the kitchen and a crowd has formed. A pot has been stolen. We meet Paddington, who is an investigator, and he takes us under his wing. We immediately blame a well-fed toad and he denies taking the pot. But after some searching, we find the stolen pot. We grab another star piece, and our next task is to find a little bomb a birthday present. We grab another star piece and we get an autograph from the conductor, just what the kid wants. We grab a shine sprite and a blanket has gone missing. We head into cabin 4 and find a ghost who admits to taking the blanket. He says he'll give it back once we get his diary. We do just that and get our missing blanket back. A nice rat businessman has lost his briefcase, and of course, it's up to us to find it. In cabin 1, we find a vital paper and deliver it to the mouse, who says it's a contract. We find the briefcase and get a pair of shell earrings. We arrive at Riverside Station due to the bridge being raised. We find 2 star pieces and 2 shine sprites in the station. Deeper in the station, we acquire the Ultra Boots, which gives us the spring jump ability. We clear out some Smorg monsters and use the lever to lower the drawbridge. Back on the train, the Smorgs have attacked. We travel to the back of the train where we clear out some more Smorgs and do battle with its leader. We defeat the Smorg leader and finally arrive at Boggly Heights. We grab 4 star pieces and a shine sprite. We make our way to the sanctum where the crystal star is found. Turns out the siren stole a fake crystal star. We grab another shine sprite and find the real crystal star to officially end Chapter 6. Back in Rogueport, we can grab 2 star pieces and 2 shine sprites. Using the spring jump, we can also grab the Ultra Hammer. We also upgrade Flurry and Vivian to their max and give Miss Meows her first upgrade. We head back to the 1,000-year door and place our crystal star down. Our map tells us the location of the final crystal star, the moon. In order to get to the moon, we got a few things to do. We take a pipe in the Rogueport sewers that takes us to Far Outpost. We grab ourselves 6 star pieces and grab the final 2 shine sprites in the game. With this, we go back to Rogueport real quick to fully upgrade Miss Meows, and this completes all the partner upgrades. We head back to Far Outpost, and it's a bomb inhabited place. We're told of a cannon that could shoot us to the moon, but we need to find General White in order to use it. This starts, in my opinion, the worst part of the game: backtracking everywhere. Lucky for your viewing pleasure, I won't show you that pain, and we meet with Gold Bob, who after some monetary convincing gives us the Gold Bob Guide, a user manual for the cannon in Far Outpost. After searching the entire world of 1,000-year door, turns out General White was fast asleep in Far Outpost the entire time. We jump on him until he finally wakes up, and at last, it's time to make our way to the moon. The cutscene that plays is actually really dope. The cannon emerges from the ground and we are launched to the moon in the most realistic way possible. On the moon, we grab ourselves a star piece and find the X-Knot Fortress, which is just a labyrinth of corridors. In a throwback to Chapter 1, we have to participate in a game show. The questions themselves can be tricky and catch you off guard, but since I'm a certified 1,000-year door expert, I conquered the game show flawlessly. After the game show, we collect 2 more star pieces, and now it's boss time. The boss itself is pretty disappointing as it's the same boss from Chapter 2, so we piece him up, grab our final crystal star, and Chapter 7 is in the books. The computer that is in love with Peach tells us the location of Peach, the Palace of Shadows, before initiating the self-destruct sequence of the moon base, so we must escape. We find a teleport that sends us back to Rogueport, and the base explodes in a huge flash, putting an end to the computer that loves Peach. We grab a star piece we missed before going to the 1,000-year door to place the final crystal star. The door lights up to open in its pure darkness. We head in, of course, and we officially enter the Palace of Shadows. We progressively make our way through the palace, and the views are fantastic. Deeper in the palace, we encounter Gloomtail, who is surprisingly challenging, or I just suck, and defeat the beast to get the star key. We use the star key to raise pillars that require palace keys in order to progress. After gathering all those keys, we place them in their respective pillars and the machine activates, thus causing a change within the Palace of Shadows. The Shadow Sirens show up for their final battle in dramatic fashion, and we show them no mercy and beat the brakes off them. We break into the throne room where we meet Grotus, the leader of the X-Nauts. The fight itself is pretty easy and we defeat the Goomba, but as we do, he shocks us and Bowser intervenes not to save us, but to fight us. Per usual, Bowser catches hands and it's time for what I'd say is the hardest fight in the game. Grotus, still kicking, releases the demon within the palace, the Shadow Queen, who casts darkness all over the world of the Thousand Year Door. We do get Goth Mommy Peach, which is a W in my book, but nonetheless, we refuse to join the Shadow Queen and the pain begins. The hard part of this fight is the Shadow Queen hits hard and heals herself as well as inflicts status effects. I did die in this fight once as I was unprepared to deal with the damage the beast inflicts. Using the power of all the crystal stars and Loki getting lucky in some of the queen's attacks, we deal the final blow, thus freeing Peach, and we have officially completed the main story of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. But we ain't done yet. The post-game of the Thousand Year Door doesn't offer much in terms of new content, but I'm glad we can explore the world post-Shadow Queen defeat. Even though the main story is done, the worst part of the hundo begins, the recipes. Before we become Chef Ramsay, we head to Creepy Steeple as I spent an hour looking for the final star piece I needed. We need to complete 57 recipes using a variety of ingredients. I won't go over every single one as we'll be here all day, but to kick it off, we talk with Zest Tea and make our first recipe, Zest Tea. I also want to let the record know I spent an hour cooking recipes that don't count towards progress. I generally thought making items like Power Punch and Ice Storm counted, but nope. Waste of time. While we take a break from recipes, I decided to take on the Pit of 100 trials. 1 to get money to afford ingredients, 2 to level up and reach superstar status, and finally defeat Bonetail to get our final badge. The pit itself isn't challenging until I would say 75 plus, but traversing the pit we reach the level 30 requirement to acquire superstar status, which gives us the largest stage available in the game. Now it's time for our big final fight of the game, Bonetail. Bonetail is significantly easier than the Shadow Queen, but the Feeling Fine badge is absolutely needed or you'll be poisoned and get bodied. And a first for me ever, Bonetail is defeated in a spectacular fashion and he spits up a chest, giving us our final badge in the game, Return Postage. We head topside to wrap up our recipes. We give Zest Tea an Ultra Shroom and Cake Mix to make Shroom Crepe, our final recipe needed. We ended the Thousand Year Door at level 32, achieving superstar status, upgrading all of our partners, collecting all 100 star pieces, collecting all 124 tattles, collecting all 85 badges, and finally completing all 57 recipes to achieve 100%. I'll be lying if I said this was an easy 100% to complete, but I had a blast doing it and I hope you enjoyed my journey to do so. It's always a bittersweet moment to 100% a childhood game, but with the remake coming soon, we'll be doing this all over again soon. Thanks for watching.